In a world of black and white, a young boy wakes up, confused, bewildered. One boy, one desire. How's it going, guys? Curtis here, and I'm bringing you a Limbo playthrough video, but we've got a good topic to talk about today. So, I may have left some subtle hints in previous videos that I've worked in the games industry before, which is correct. And I've been asked by a few people, you know, how'd you get into the industry, how'd you get a job there, how'd you work your way up, like tons of questions, which we're going to get to during this video. Now, you may have noticed as well, my mic quality is a bit different. I've got a new microphone. I've also got like a pop filter and stuff, so hopefully my mic quality is really good, and you'll have to let me know in the comments. Also, if you're new here, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe and check out my other content, because I do all sorts of videos. So anyways, back to the topic. So I've been asked by a few people, I won't get into like the nitty gritty of the details, but I've been asked, you know, oh, how'd you get into the industry, you know, what have you done in the industry, etc. So I've worked as a QA games tester, as well as a level designer. That was what I was working towards, and I was also working towards becoming not so much a scripter or programmer, but I guess you could say like patch sort of client side stuff, because I didn't really like programming. I really liked level design, but I wanted to just learn it all really. But I mean, I've worked on such games like Little Big Planet 1 and 2, all the Fable games. Yes, they were buggy as hell. We know. We made sure Peter Molyneux know as well, but he didn't really care. They're just terrible. And I've also worked on DJ Hero 1 and 2, loads of games, loads of big games. You know, in this lake before, on this boat, I swear I saw the Loch Ness Monster once. I promise you. He come out of the water, big red eyes, and I looked up at him, and I said, "What do you want from me, monster?" And he leant over, and he looked down, and he said, "I need about 350. So back to the video. So yeah, I've worked on some pretty big games in the games industry, and I can give you guys some advice. I mean, I'm no like job expert, but I mean I can help you guys. So the way it started out for me was in my local town where I used to live. There was a QA games tester kind of studio, like a third-party company, and I luckily enough got invited to an interview when I applied for a job, and it was through them that I got to work with, you know, Activision, Microsoft, Lionhead Studios, a load of different companies. I was really privileged, and oh, I thought that was grass. That is so deceiving. Anyways, I'm digressing. And yeah, so I got some really good opportunities with them. Now, the best advice I can give to you from my personal experience, from what I've learned, and from what I've, you know, learned through other people and speaking to people that have worked in the industry and like programmers and stuff, is that the best way in, the best way like to get your foot in the door is to work as a games tester. It honestly is. Like, you hear about stories and read about it online and whatnot, about how university students are coming out with like game design like degrees and game programming degrees, and they're just not getting the jobs because they haven't got the experience. Now, I know personally, friends of mine, people that started out as QA games testers and are now programmers in the industry, like really good programmers. I'm not going to give names, but one of my close friends is actually working on the game No Man's Sky, if you've heard of that game. That's a game I'm definitely going to be covering in the future. And sorry, I had a bit of a little burp building up. Didn't want to hear that on the mic, do you? Like burp. So yeah, he's working on No Man's Sky, and honestly, most of the people I know that are like, you know, getting big in the industry now, all started out as games testers. It's the best way in, and the way it worked for me was, I was a games tester, and this happened on like Little Big Planet, for example. Good example. I started out wanting to be a level designer. Obviously, I was a games tester, so I was working with them for a while, and then after a good few weeks or months, you know, it can take a while, but the developers were interested in me, and you get to know people, and they're like, so what do you want to do in the industry? You know, what's your goal? Where do you want to be? and I said, I want to be a level designer. And this most likely will happen to you, as it's happened to myself and others. They'll go, right, well, do you want to do something for us? And I was like, yeah, sure. So with that, they actually let me do, not like massive scale stuff, but they were like, oh, do you want to do some bits of this level? And they let me do it, and they were happy with it, and it was in the game. And from then on, you start small. Say if you're a programmer or want to be a programmer, they'll be like, oh, do you want to do this little patch for us? And if you do a good job, you'll work your way up, and they'll be like, oh, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? And they'll give you bigger jobs, better jobs, and like more responsibility. And if you impress them, if you impress like the studio, there's probably a job waiting for you at the end of it. And the way in is through game testing, because you get to, you're networking, and you're talking to the actual industry experts like face to face and on a daily basis, and you're building like I guess you could say a sort of relationship with them. So the best way in is through game testing. And like I said, I've seen and heard of so many uni students and stuff, and you probably have as well, that they've got a game design degree and they just end up working in McDonald's. And it is a shame, but that's just the way the world is working at the moment. Man, this tree has given me some trouble. So what you need to do if you want to get in is you need to find a studio that's local to you, or somewhere that you can work. I don't know where you live, because that would be weird. But you find any studio that's local to you. If you're in England or Spain or America, just find a studio that you can commute to that isn't like too far out of reach, and just send them your CV. Just be like, look, dude, or don't say dude, that will look bad. Well, actually it probably won't, we're all gamers, aren't we? Just be like, look, I want to work as a QA game tester. Just send them like a speculative CV, and if you're lucky, you might get a reply. And if you don't get a reply, don't be disheartened. Just not annoy them as such, but I'd say drop them like an email or a message, every other couple of weeks. Give it like 3-4 weeks. Just keep saying, look, is there any work? Because a lot of studios these days are doing in-house game testing. I mean, you can never have enough game testers. Let me tell you that. It's not as easy as it sounds. It's quite a draining job as well. I mean, anyone that's been a game tester before that you might know will tell you it's quite a demanding job. I mean, when I was working on DJ Hero 2, when I went to Activision's headquarters, I believe there was what we called the crunch. I mean, every other place has their own name, but the crunch is basically like the last 2 weeks of development of the game, where you got to really put the hours in. And I was starting anywhere from 6 AM to 7 AM and finishing at around 8 PM, 9 PM, sometimes 11 PM. So it was literally go to work early in the morning, finish super late at night, get 4 to 5 hours sleep, go back again in the morning. Now imagine for like, oh god, the spider's too quick for me. Anyways, imagine if you're working, like for me I was doing DJ Hero 2, imagine playing the same level, the same song on the same difficulty for 4 hours in a row. It can be mentally draining, but it is a very rewarding job. If you like games and stuff, it's honestly such a good job to have. The pay's good as well, and if you're wanting to work in the industry, you can seriously work your way up, and that's just starting as a game tester. So whether you want to be a programmer, level designer, honestly find your local studio or anywhere that you can commute to locally, within reach, if you're driving or whatnot, and just drop them an email. And the chances are they might have a job for you, especially with like big games coming out now, and you've got some big ones coming up for Christmas. You can't have enough game testers, I can tell you that for sure. And I mean, I've worked in the industry now for 8+ years, probably nearly 10, I've forgotten now, but you can never have enough game testers. Why is my character not... Oh god, it's the spider web bit. I remember this. I remember you, spider. So yeah, if you want to work in the games industry, the best way in and the best way to work your way up is as a games tester. Get your foot in the door, let the developers know, you know, once you build a relationship with them, let them know what you want to do. And the chances are, guys, you know, if you get in, you can seriously make some good connections and work your way up. And that is my advice about the games industry. I'm no expert, but I know some things at least. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. Again, if you are new, please hit that subscribe button. It really does help out, and check out my other content, as well as smashing that like button. And I'm going to continue with my Limbo playthrough, and I'll talk about other topics as well. I'm also going to do Mark of the Ninja, if you know of that game. I'm going to do some Plants vs Zombies soon. And I've got a couple of other games in the works, maybe some Abe's Odyssey, the new remake. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching my video. I really do appreciate you taking your time. I'm Kirsten with Curtis, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.